So there is a insider on this channel I've been covering a lot. His name is Dusk Golem, and in the past he has had a lot of stuff correct when it comes to horror games like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. And today he had a new rumor basically talking about Resident Evil 9, which we are going to talk about in today's video. But what he is saying here in this rumor is actually kind of worrying to me. So sit back, relax, enjoy, take a beverage, and let's get on with this news. So Dusk Golem, I have been featuring him here a lot on this channel, and he has some new information towards the new Monster Hunter game. But today I want to specifically talk about Resident Evil 9 in particular, because he has some stuff about the engine and how that's going to get used for Resident Evil 9 in particular, for maybe a open world setting for Resident Evil 9. By the way, if you guys have a good comment, it can be about Resident Evil. Are you guys excited for Resident Evil 9? Or maybe Monster Hunter? Let me know. It can be about anything. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I might feature that comment in the next video, so don't forget to leave a comment. So here's a little tidbit I'll share. Capcom often will greenlight new initiatives in threes closer together. Decent examples are Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2 and Devil May Cry 5. Were all greenlit very closely together to take advantage of their new Resident Evil engine, and the idea to remake Resident Evil 2 inspired them to also take on Resident Evil 3 and 4 for a remake initiative. Dragon's Dogma 2 expanded the Resident Evil engine functionality for open world games. The two other games building on this tech is Monster Hunter Wilds and Resident Evil 9. He is saying here that the engine they have been using for Resident Evil, especially the remakes as well as Devil May Cry 5, has been evolving over the past years that they've been making these games to also tackle now open world games, in particular Monster Hunter Wilds and Resident Evil 9. Now the thing is a open world Resident Evil such a good idea? I've been sitting on that thought for some time now, and I don't know if it is such a good idea to make every game open world. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, Resident Evil has a lot of its, shall I say, tense gameplay with closed off environments. Look at Resident Evil 2, that's a very big example. And of course even Resident Evil 4 Remake with its more open zones, shall I say, benefits of a more closed off structure. And you can make maybe open zones for a Resident Evil game. I do think that is absolutely possible if you look towards Village and Resident Evil 4 Remake, but to do a whole open world Resident Evil game, maybe it can work on a very small scale. I don't know, there's a lot of tension that goes into the level design as well, and I'm kind of afraid that the level design will get lost if they do something of an open world nature for Resident Evil 9. The only thing I'll additionally add before going silent and not reading Twitter again for now is part of all three project goals has been to retain the series DNA. Dragon's Dogma 2 is clearly Dragon's Dogma, Wild is clearly Monster Hunter, and the same will be true for Resident Evil 9. And of course, we have been seeing the performance issues at Dragon's Dogma 2, especially. Now that doesn't mean Resident Evil 9 will have the same performance issues, because a lot of the performance issues in Dragon's Dogma 2 now have been because of the CPU usage. With the NPCs, they are very dynamic. That just requires a lot of CPU power. That doesn't mean Resident Evil will have those same problems even if it goes open world, but we shall see. It is a little bit of a worrying sign in my opinion. Not every game has to go open world just because it's popular. The thing is, I really love open world games. I mean, I have freaking Todd Howard behind me. Like, I love Elder Scrolls, it's my favorite franchise as well. And the Fallout games, I really love them as well. or Witcher. I have a Witcher necklace always. So open world, I like open world games, but not every game has to be open world. And I think Resident Evil would lose some of its, shall I say, charm, especially gameplay wise in its level design, if they are just going open world. Maybe it is possible to do it. Maybe if it's more akin to a smaller open world, let's say a la Village. Village technically isn't open world because there are loading screens still in between. It is kind of a little bit of an open world if it maybe is more towards Village, where you have just one town that you can explore, shall I say. Maybe it could work. Maybe it's also a good thing, and maybe I'm just kind of paranoid. And maybe they can reinvent the franchise again with something like this, to have maybe one town, full town, with a lot of detail and horror environments. I'm just a little bit afraid of this notion of doing open world. That is just my opinion. Of course, let me know what your opinion is in the comment section down below. I really would like to know that. I wouldn't really worry about performance issues, because Dragon's Dogma 2 has some gameplay stuff that is just exclusive towards Dragon's Dogma, especially when it comes to those side quests, how dynamic they are with the AI and the NPCs. Resident Evil is not an RPG, of course, so that will just be more story focused and with set paths, of course. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think of this rumor of Resident Evil 9 being open world. And of course, Monster Hunter will also approach an open world design. For Monster Hunter, I think it's more fitting. I'm not a Monster Hunter fan myself, but yeah, for Monster Hunter fans out there, that might be a nice tidbit of information as well. Let's quickly do a comment of the day. This is from my Silent Hill 2 video, which is really performing well, by the way. I want to thank you guys for that. More than 1.4k views, so that is awesome. From user NS1KD6WS3B. Wow, what a name that is. What about Silent Hill 1 or Origin remake? Yeah, we have no information towards a remake for Silent Hill 1 or Origin in particular. Of course, if there are rumors towards that, I will make a video if I hear anything. But they are starting off with Silent Hill 2 because that's, I believe, the most popular one in the series. So yeah, if there is like an update towards a potential Silent Hill 1 remake or Origin remake, I will of course let you guys know that. Even also, if there's like a Resident Evil remake 5 for 5, I will also of course make a video on that for you guys. If you have a good comment of your own, can be about anything, let me know in the comment section and I might feature your comment in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like this video if you like it, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more gaming news, leaks, rumors towards the biggest single player games. It can be for PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. I cover every platform as long as it's a big single player game. Of course, I'm also doing video game reviews now. Check out my new Persona 3 Reload review. I've put a lot of time into that video. Please watch that. That would make me very happy. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.